Hello, Brick Sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and it is New Lego Day. This order comes to us from Brock's Bricks, and these guys are pro. He's got his own tape. That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and open this up and take a peek inside. Got my star-spangled knife. I ordered this off of Brick Owl. I get asked a lot in the comments about Brick Owl. I know I'm kind of an outlier. Most people buy from Brick Link, but I actually prefer Brick Owl for one stupid reason. I do a lot of Lego shopping on my phone because I'm usually laying in bed at night, and Brick Link's really hard to use on a cell phone. I do use a desktop computer. That's where I do all my video editing and that kind of stuff, but I can't lay in bed on that. And so yeah, that's where I do most of my shopping, as embarrassing as that may be. And Brick Owl works a lot better on the phone. For that one silly reason, I do use Brick Owl quite a bit more than Brick Link. Although I do shop from both. As you can see, there is absolutely a ton of stuff in here. I'm going to quickly lay all this out, and then we'll go through it. Alright, I've got a ton to go through here, so I'll do my best to keep this as brief as I can. So this is not a 20-minute video. I'm going to try to keep these in the bags because this seller, thank you Brock, did such a good job. Every piece is individually bagged. That's above and beyond. I'll definitely be buying from him again. His store selection was fantastic. Prices very good. Shipping super fast. I can't say enough good things about this order. I think I ordered this like 3 or 4 days ago. It came really fast. So I'm going to try to keep these in the bags. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. If it is, let me know. I can explain anything in here if I go too fast and you can't see it. As you can see, I got a lot of gray and especially white. I've been using a lot of white lately, and I've been low on especially plate and detail pieces. So I really bulked up on white in here. But let's break some of this down and show you what we got here. Start with some of the least exciting stuff and move into the more exciting stuff. These aren't going to be too exciting. Plates. 1x4s, 1x6s, 1x2s, 1x1s, 1x8s, stupidly long 1x12, and 1x3s. I was very low on plates. This is going to come in so handy. 1x1 snot bricks. Always handy. I was just low on them. These pieces are so cool. I just got done with a video on the door rail piece, and this is like a cousin to the door rail. I will take this one out of the bag. These are to slide like full bricks in this channel, but an amazing detail piece nonetheless. So many uses with this. You'll probably see a video on this in the future. But I got, what do I got, 6 in there. So really cool piece, especially for facade work. So I stocked up on those. Got some panels here. This is a piece I have never seen before. It's funny, I've been doing Lego a long time, and I buy this stuff constantly, and I still come across things I didn't know existed. And I'll be honest with you, I've got probably 5 or 6 pieces in this order I didn't know were pieces until I bought them. These are half cylinders. I've never seen this used before, and such a cool piece. I could think of so many cool detail things to do with this. I only bought a few because I just did this to experiment. Whenever I find a new piece, I usually buy a couple, play around with it. If I like it, then I'll buy more. So I thought, gotta try those out. White unicorn horns, detail piece, why not? Signs with clips, just plain white. I might work on trying to put like some vinyl or logoing on these to use them for things. But there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with these with detail work, and they were inexpensive, so I got a whole bunch of them. I also got them in round. Not as many, but same deal. These plates are awesome. 2x2 with 2 studs. I just did the whole video on stud reversal. This piece was crucial in that video. And I got a ton of them in gray, mostly because I use these for stairs in concrete. But you can never have too many of these. Every time I buy a whole bulk order like this, I feel like it's going to last me forever, and then I'm doing it again in 2 weeks. So there they are. Another awesome piece, also used heavily in that video. 1x4 with studs on just the outside. I was running really low on white slopes, so I got these 1x2 slopes. 1x1 pyramids in white. This was another piece I didn't know existed. Don't have a lot of use for this, but again, new piece, gotta try it. It's a rounded corner. Maybe I did know this was out there, I don't know. If it is, I had forgotten about it. But got 4 of those. We'll see what I can do with them. This piece I didn't know existed. I'd never seen these. These were kind of expensive, so I only got 2. They're also kind of large, but I could definitely find uses for these. These are these 1x6 shelves. And I believe they work with these drawers. I know they'll work with some sort of door, I think, as well. I've never had these pieces before. Let's see if the drawers fit. I got drawers in other colors, too. Well, the top one doesn't have a drawer slot. But these ones do. Leaves a gap. That's interesting. I don't know if these are made for this or not. I don't know what you put in the top. Crazy. Well, either way, I think they're cool. I'm glad I got them. I only got 2 of them. Alright, into the grays. Plate modifieds. These pieces were mentioned a gazillion times because I forgot to put them in my door rail piece video. These channel pieces. And then I realized, I looked around my whole collection, I own like 3 of them in black. So I got a whole bunch in gray, and they had some in sand green, and they were cheap, so can't go wrong with sand green. Don't know what I'll use them for, but I got them. I already talked about those. I needed some 1x1 supports in gray. It just says filler for walls and things, so I got those. 2x4 tiles are quickly becoming one of my favorite pieces to tile with, so I got a whole bunch of those in gray. And onto our dark grays. Now this piece I need to experiment with. This, believe it or not, I did not know existed until everyone commented in my video about this piece that they hate this piece. And apparently it's usually used for mech legs. I don't build stuff like that typically. I don't do sci-fi stuff really. I don't do robots and things. I have appreciation for it. It's just not my thing. I'm a city guy. And apparently these are used for knee joints a lot and elbow joints. And everyone hates them because they don't actually pivot when they probably should. But I don't know. We're going to experiment with it. You're definitely going to see a video on this in the future if you watch my content, so stay tuned. I also want to see how these two relate. We'll see. My door rail video made me realize I don't have enough door rails, so I got a lot. There's some gray ones. The pearl silver has to be the best color ever made in this piece. They're kind of expensive, but I get them when I can. This piece I have a specific use for. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it will spoil a future video, but I've never owned this before. I did know it existed. I just never owned one. And you're going to see that in the future, so stay tuned. That's a key piece for something I'm building. Plate modifies dark gray. These are cool. I've never seen these at a right angle, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing them all the time now. And these are pearl silver. So a lot of cool applications I can think of with that. That's a piece I have to play around with a little bit. Silver roller skates. Good for mini cars, mini trains, mini builds. All kinds of things you can do with this. So got a handful of those. Some hinge plates in dark gray. And we're on to the blacks. Black channel piece. Just like the gray ones there. Needed some more. Black hinges. Black door rail pieces, long black door rail pieces. And then these are, you guys are going to laugh because I made a video about how I hate this piece, and now I'm buying it in massive bulk. Spoiler alert, I'm going to be making a part 4 on this piece. I can't quit this piece, unfortunately. It keeps haunting me, and I'm always running out of them. And the cool thing is, these cost like a penny or 2 a piece. So this was not expensive. It looks like a lot, but they're cheap. So I just got them so I don't have to keep taking things apart to build other things, and that makes my life easier. These are so cool. I did not know this fish existed. If you watch my mini builds, the first one I did was the pet shop, and I have some fish crammed in a fish tank, and somebody commented that these would work beautifully, and I agree. I think it's from friends. I might be wrong, but these are going in a fish tank somewhere in my city at some point. I just don't know when or where or how, but that's going to happen. This piece I have flirted with, for a long time. And I've wanted to buy it, and I haven't, because they're expensive. And I've made bars and cool things that it would work well in, and I just haven't bought them because they're expensive. It's these cups filled with this magical orange liquid. You can use your imagination for whatever you want that to be. I got 2 of them. I think they're like $1 something a piece. They weren't cheap, but I've always wanted them, and I got 2 of them. Just a fantastic detail piece. Bucket handles, just a handful of those. Door rails in red, they were cheap. I picked them up. This piece is awesome. If you've never seen this piece, it's kind of uncommon, and believe it or not, these were expensive. I probably paid like $2 for these. $2 for the whole bag, not each. These make amazing French fries, just so you know. That's all you need to know. That's all I want to use them for. Those are my French fries. Keyboards. With all these mini builds and mocks and things I'm building, keyboards are running out fast, so I got a whole handful. This is a cool plant piece I've never really played around with. I see it in lots of mocks on YouTube and all over the place. It's these like spiny vine pieces. I got a handful of them. I don't know what I'll use them for, but they were cheap. I picked them up. Talking about cheap, these are the opposite of cheap. These fern pieces have popped up lately in a lot of builds. They are not cheap, but fantastic detail piece, and I did get a handful in dark green and regular green. Some white flowers. Those are cool. Here's another piece I didn't know existed. I have never seen this piece before. I don't know why it's in this green color. I don't know what I will do with it. But that is a very interesting shaped piece. Something I'll have to experiment with. They were cheap too, that's why I got 6 of them. Orange cheese slopes. I'm sorry, dark orange cheese slopes. Sand green, we already talked about those. I got some sand green 1x1 snot pieces. These weren't cheap, but they are cool. Sand blue chairs. What a great color. Most of the chairs I have are old, so they're going to be like bright primary colors. These work well in mocks. They're a little more subtle. 2x3 window glass. Always need that. These I have an idea for. These are those 2x2 round on the bottom pieces. I have an idea for these. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's probably going to be a future mini build, so you have to stay tuned for that one. Red candlesticks. Haven't owned red candlesticks, so they were cheap. I got them. Clear, transclear pyramids, 1x1. Blue flames. If you watched my School of Tips, Tricks, and Techniques video, I made a Bunsen burner, and unfortunately the Bunsen burner had to have an orange flame because I didn't own any blue flames. So I bought some blue flames. Now I don't have that problem anymore. I also got blue, trans blue feathers. These work well as crazy flames, like ones that are blowing in the wind. So I got those too. And then I saw these. Don't know what these are. Never seen this piece before. I believe it's to be held by a minifig, but I'm going to use it as water. To me, this looks like a bunch of water spilling out of a wall or a spout or something, and that's what I'm going to use it for in the future. We'll see. One to experiment around with. It's definitely got a stud in there like it's supposed to be held by a minifig. Got 3 of them. This is a cool exhaust piece. I've never seen these. I have kind of an older version that's in like chrome silver, but this is cool. I'll use that in a truck or something for sure. Purple A's. They were cheap. This piece in orange. One to experiment with for my other video. Tan door rails. Nougat pillows. Medium nougat pillows. These little pill-shaped guys are handy. I don't have a huge use for them. I wish I got them in white, but they're expensive and hard to get. But that's a cool piece to have. I got some dark tan slopes in 2x2 and 1x2. and some dark tan door rails here. Whoops. My Atlantis guy who's keeping Rick company fell over. There we go. Here, guys. I got some dark brown 1x2 cheese slopes. I'm trying to bulk up my dark brown collection. It's just taking a while. That's a color that I really want to have a lot of and just don't. These pieces I want to play around with. I want to try some new tree techniques, and I've seen these used in a lot of videos. And they weren't particularly cheap, but I can think of some really cool uses already. So you're going to see this piece used in the future quite a bit if I do some tree stuff here. These were expensive, but this is a cool piece. They're like a candlestick, but they have a branch coming out of them in brown. They aren't cheap. You can get them in green also, but really cool detail piece. 2x2 plates with 2 studs in brown. Brown A's, brown door rails. Well, that's all I've got for this time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to do more just like this in the future. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and I'll try to answer them for you. And we will see you next time.